Working at a young age, hustling at a young age for something legit, not like hustling on the streets doing the wrong stuff. No, you really out here hustling on the real money, the real things that will get you far in life. That's commendable. So you better sit in that chair with your chin up like you own that, okay? Because you're gonna ace this interview. By the time you finish watching this video, you're gonna ace this interview, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm super excited to be recording today's video simply because I have seen how many people have been wanting me to drop this video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing what minors need to say in order to ace their interview. I know I did like a broader version of this video. I'll leave the link up here if you haven't seen it. It's called How to Ace the Interview. And although those tips really do work, when you're a minor, there's other things that get thrown at you. And I'm going to be covering that in today's video. I'm going to be telling you guys how to curve those throws so that you can get a job in this company. So if you guys want to see that, just keep on watching. Right before we get started, are you subscribed? If you're not, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and comment down below if you're currently working, if you're currently in school, if you're in both, whatever it is. I'm here for you. I want to hear about you guys, and let's just jump straight into it. All right, so if you're probably watching this, you're most likely a minor. If you're not, make sure you go ahead and watch the standard How to Ace the Publix interview. Even if you are a minor, I suggest that you watch that video because you want to go in there with the most knowledge as possible, because honestly guys, when you're a minor trying to work in any company, you are going to be looked as less than others. Now, these are just personally like my tips. These are my personal views on how I've seen that managers look at minors. Obviously, when you ask a manager, they're going to tell you that it's fair game, that everyone has the same equal chance, but reality is it's not. Because if that was genuinely the case, why do minors have different rules? So I do just want to give like a little disclosure or like a little disclaimer up front. No, I'm not a manager. I'm a customer service associate. I've been in this company for 2 years and I've gotten a lot, majority 99.9% positive results of people who watch my videos and then go apply. So I'm super proud. That's not me bragging, but that's just me like feeling very proud that I've been able to help a lot of people get jobs. And I've seen that a lot of minors have been reaching out my way. And just like I like to help many different people, I also want to target minors, and I also want to help these minors get a job because I think it's great that you are having this hustler mentality as a young individual. So let me go ahead and get started. These rules are a little standard. That's why you won't hear me saying the company's name so often, because literally any company that you apply for, if you are under 18, you are going to be looked at differently than people who are over 18. Okay, because according to the common law, minors just have different rules. So then when you go work at a company, you also have different rules, because this is like the law of the United States. Minors at my specific workplace, like you cannot work past a certain hour, you can never punch out late, you can never punch in early. You have like a very strict schedule, which I will be dropping a video for that, dedicating time to just telling you guys what these rules are sometime next week. So make sure you stay in tune. But obviously, then when you go into an interview, managers are going to throw this your way. They're going to tell you like, hey, like, you know, what is the benefit of me hiring you if you have to leave early, you have to come in later because you can't start at a certain time, you can't leave past a certain time, you know, stuff like that. Managers will throw you this way. And the reason I know is because I had a situation super similar to this today, which inspired me to record this video for you guys. Obviously, if you're a minor, you're probably in school, which is great. Stay in school. Don't drop out of school. But if you're in school, you can't work mornings, obviously. So minors are usually available only during afternoon hours or the weekends. A lot of times, when you're in an interview, managers are going to use this towards your disadvantage. Managers are going to tell you, like, why should I hire you? You can't even work for me in the mornings. And that's when I need most help, because that's when we set up the store. That's when we put out merchandise. That's when we do everything. Now, I just want to tell you guys one thing to put you on game. When a manager calls you in for an interview, okay, obviously you have to have applied. And if you apply on the website, you know everything that you have to give. You have to give your birthday, you have to give a whole bunch of information. And like I said, if you already applied to this company, you know that you had to give a lot of information about yourself. So when you get called into this interview, these managers know all this stuff about you. So it's kind of like what I told this one young girl earlier. You think this manager called you into the interview not knowing that you were a minor? You think this manager called you into the interview not knowing your schedule? Because when you apply to a company, you have to put down, you have to like physically write or put in the computer your availability. So you think when a manager calls you into an interview, they don't know your availability? They know your availability. They know your gender. They know your height. They know your history, your records. They know everything. So if you're getting called into an interview, this is the time to ace the interview, okay? Because they are giving you a chance. Now, it is very simple for your chance to go bad if you don't know how to speak in an interview, because reality is sometimes managers don't want to hire minors simply because to schedule a minor, it's a lot more complicated. Like I said, this is based off stuff I've seen. This is based off my experience. I know I'm not a manager. I know this isn't going to be obviously like in the handbook at an actual company, because they can't say that. They're going to be looked down upon if they say stuff like that. But I'm putting you guys on some real game. Like, managers know what they're getting themselves into when they call you into an interview. So it's your time to ace it and speak and promote yourself and like sell yourself so that they can hire you right then and there, or if not, in the next few days. Considering that minors have so many rules, if a manager isn't really feeling your vibes, they might tell you like, hey, you're never available. I don't think the availability will work out, stuff like that. Why would you call somebody into an interview if it's about their availability? Like, you knew their availability before they walked into the interview. So that's just an excuse, okay? So when you walk into an interview as a minor, okay, know one thing. These managers already know a lot about you. Okay, so don't feel insecure. Don't feel like, well, maybe I won't be able to, provide the best service because I'm not going to be available. Don't feel like that. Like, don't think little of yourself just because you're little in age. Don't do that, because these managers already know. So if they're calling you, it's because they probably saw some type of potential in you that they're just waiting to see if they can see that same potential in person as they did over the computer or over the phone or, over the papers, whatever it is. Make sure you go in there presentable. Okay, that's number one. Obviously, there's always different case scenarios. I have heard and seen people who get the job by, going in gym shorts and stuff like that. But you don't want to be that one person, because that doesn't always happen. And I know, like I said, no one's going to tell you and sit here and be like, if you don't dress a certain way, we're not going to hire you. But it does make a difference. Okay, I've heard people be like, oh, so-and-so is dressed in, slides and stuff. That's not the best look, but let's see what they have to say. Like, I've heard these things, guys. So even though it's not the case for everybody, you want to outdo yourself. You want to be the difference. You want these managers to be like, wow, like, we need to hire this person. Because guess what? Like I've always said, there can be two different people in the same position. But maybe that one little difference is what you wore, the way you presented yourself, how you spoke. So you don't know how much extra brownie points you can get by just like knowing how to sell yourself, knowing how to talk, knowing how to present yourself, all that stuff. So I do want to say, like, first impressions really do matter. So even though you're young, go in there with a professional mindset, go in there looking professional, and get ready to like speak, because now I'm gonna put you on game on how to talk when you're in the interview. So once you get to your interview and you're dressed professional and stuff, you're gonna sit there, shake the manager's hand, okay? Do not feel belittled just because you're little in age, okay? Make sure like you're talking your stuff. Make sure you go in there with some confidence. Make sure you let them know that you feel just as big and bold as these other employees do, even though you're half their age, okay? Because guess what? By the time you get to their age, you'll probably be 10 steps ahead of them, okay? So make sure you have like this personality, like that you're gonna get this job and that you're gonna do good in this job. Once you shake the manager's hand, sit down. Like I said in my other, how to ace the interview video, they're gonna ask you most likely open-ended questions, kind of like, so tell me about yourself, stuff like that. They're not gonna ask you direct questions like, how old are you? What's your favorite color? Like, they're not gonna do that. They probably already know that. So they're gonna ask you open-ended questions, kind of like, oh, so why do you wanna work here? Stuff like that. Make sure you elaborate on your answers. Do not just sit there and give a standard short answer. Elaborate on your answers. As a minor, you're probably already put into this category that, you know, oh, so-and-so is young, so they're probably not gonna elaborate much. So-and-so is young, so they probably won't dress well. So you wanna be like this wow factor. You wanna be like, yeah, I'm young. I'm young in age, but I know what I'm doing. I came dressed professional. I knew how to speak in my interview. You wanna like, wow these managers, okay? So that way there's no excuse to not hire you. Make sure you go and you give your elaborate answers. Make sure that if they ask you, so what do you like to do on your free time? Try to correlate it back into your work topic. So for example, if they say, what do you like to do in your free time? And you on your free time, you like to play basketball. You could say, you know, I like to play basketball, stuff like that. You know, I like to move fast. And I feel like that probably will also help me in this company because that way I can, you know, move fast and be active with these customers. And you know, if a customer needs something, I can go to the aisle real quick. The example I gave in my other video was that I did tell my managers that I like to babysit because obviously I still do babysit on the side. So I told them that me being good with kids is going to be a good, you know, characteristic in this company simply because that means I'm caring and I'll care for these customers, stuff like that. So whatever it is that you want to talk about, try to correlate it to the company, okay? And how you'll be an asset in this company. Show a lot of interest in this job, okay? Because if you're a young kid, people might think that, oh, their parents are making them come here. Their parents are making them apply for a job. Show them that this is genuinely like you and your idea, and you like you're the one who wants to work here and you're the one that wants to make a difference in this company, okay? So don't go in there and just sit back on the chair and just kind of like, hey, how you doing? No, be there with some type of enthusiasm. Show them that like you're not there because somebody told you to be here. You're not here because your older sister told you, you know, that you had to go apply for a job. Show them that you want to be there because you, as a person, as an individual, want to really be there. First thing a manager might throw at you being a minor is transportation, okay? A manager is going to tell you, so how are you going to get here and not get here? Why? Because a manager is worried that you might show up late, that you might not get picked up. Why? Because you're a minor and you don't have a car. So the first thing he or she might tell you is, what is your transportation looking like? Because you're not 18 or you're not 19, 20, 21, 25, whatever. You probably don't have a car, especially if you're like 15, 14, that age. You're not having a car because obviously that's illegal. So you more than likely do not have a car, and you probably can't even drive. You probably don't even have a permit. So they're gonna ask you like, what does your transportation look like? Make sure you give them options. Do not, even though your transportation might be a little tight, like I'm not telling you to lie. I'm not telling you to lie. But even though your transportation might not be looking too hot, make sure your whole conversation doesn't revolve around that. Like if your manager asks you, what does your transportation look like? Do not be like, oh, honestly, you know, my mom works a lot, so I really don't know. Do not say that. Instead, what you want to say is, because I'm telling you guys, do not lie. But instead, what you want to say is, to make the situation look a little better, is my mom does work a lot, but I know she can bring me and pick me up. If not, my neighbors are always available, and my mom has Uber on speed dial. I don't know, something like that. Like, you guys have to know how to rephrase your stuff in order to sell yourself. Do you guys understand that? I'm sorry if I'm getting a little too passionate about this, but I just really want like a lot of minors to get this job because this is a great company. And I have a lot of nieces and nephews and like a younger brother and a lot of little kids who I take care of. I'm just talking to you guys like if you were one of them. So if I get a little passionate, I'm not trying to like come on hard to you guys or like anything. I'm just trying to like literally prepare you guys, because what really sucks is to be called into an interview and then not be calling back because you didn't do good in your interview. So like, I'm only here because I genuinely like, if you're gonna be called into an interview, like this is your time to rise and shine and get it together and really ace it. So that's why I'm doing this. But anyways, guys, like I was saying, phrase your stuff in a way where it's kind of hard to tell you no. So instead of saying, my mom works 5 jobs, I really don't know how I'm gonna get here. Say, well, my mom does work a lot, but I know I'll have reliable transportation because my neighbors are always free and my older sister is here because of the pandemic. So, you know, she can take me, stuff like that. Like, I don't know what your situation is looking like. And if you guys need like a way to rephrase something, go ahead and send me a message. You know, my social media is always in the description box down below. Text me, DM me, Snapchat me, whatever it is you guys want to do. And I'll help you in regards of what to say. But like I was saying, don't lie and say, oh yeah, my mom has, you know, reliable transportation 24/7, because honestly, that's probably not even true. Despite even if your mom has a job or not, that's probably just not true. And a manager will definitely appreciate hearing your sincerity, hearing your honesty, rather than you lying and saying, I have 100% 24/7 reliable transportation. Like, a manager will probably know you're capping. So make sure you keep it honest, and if you do have a lot of like reliable transportation, that's good, and you can let them know that, but always say, oh, I have reliable transportation, and in case something were to go wrong, my neighbors are always available, or my sister's always available, or whatever it is that you want to do. Like, make sure that it's a known factor. And honestly, if you guys can get ahead to that topic before a manager brings it up, that's like extra brownie points, okay? Because a manager, I can almost guarantee, is going to ask you about that if you're a minor, like, what is your transportation looking like? Because that's a big concern. Obviously, what type of management wants their employees to be coming in late? That just sets back the whole schedule for the whole store, because if you're supposed to come in at 4 p.m. so that Joshua can leave at 4 p.m. and now you're coming in at 5 p.m. and Joshua was supposed to leave at 4, now he has from 4 to 5, nobody. So in that case, he would probably have to ask, you know, Joshua to stay in longer, and it just gets a little bit more messy. So that's definitely going to be something that a manager is going to ask you. More than likely, he'll ask you that, or she'll ask you that. So try to address this before, you know, when you sit down in that chair, be like, you know, I have reliable transportation. They might very much ask you, like, who's your reliable transportation? So whether that be your mom, your dad, your sister, your grandma, whatever, you can say that, and then follow it along with, oh, and if they're not available, I have so-and-so for backup. I have Uber on speed dial, whatever your situation may be, because some people genuinely, like, don't have nobody who can take them to work. So if you're that person, I also want to let you know that you still have a chance to ace this interview. Just let them know that you have Uber on speed dial, stuff like that. Like, make yourself sound sellable. Next thing a manager is going to ask you, and I also know this one because this is what ended up happening to one of my young Publix girls, was a manager is going to tell you, oh, why should I hire you if you can't even work the mornings for me? You think the manager didn't know that you couldn't work mornings when you walked into that interview? You think the manager did not look at your availability before you walked into that interview? This manager knew you could not work mornings. So he's throwing this your way to see what you're gonna say. This is your time to take that negative and twist it around on him, and let him know that even though you can't work for him during the weekdays, on the mornings, everything else that you can do for this company that will make you important in this company, and the reason why he should hire you or she should hire you into this company, okay? So I feel like a lot of minors get so intimidated so quickly because, you know, they're just like a young person trying to work into this big company. Do not feel intimidated. Do not feel any type of way. What you're doing is commendable. Working at a young age, hustling at a young age for something legit, not like hustling on the streets doing the wrong stuff. No, you really out here hustling on the real stuff, the real money, the real things that will get you far in life. That's commendable. So you better sit in that chair with your chin up like you own that, okay? Because you're gonna ace this interview. By the time you finish watching this video, you're gonna ace this interview, okay? Speak about your transportation. Speak about how your availability has nothing to do with what you can bring to the table. So if they tell you, but you can't work for me mornings, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand I can't work for you in the mornings, but I can work for you in the mornings and the weekends. And those are gonna be the best weekends you have. And I can work for you in the afternoons during the weekdays right when I get off school. And that's the best time for me to come work because I hear the afternoons get real busy around here. Oh, shoot. Look what you just brought to the table. I heard the afternoons get really busy around here, so I feel like I'll be more of an asset to work during the afternoons because I'll be able to help around more. I'm young. I can move quick. One thing companies don't like to admit, or some companies don't like to admit, is that minors, yeah, they have their restrictions, but they also have their benefits to the company, okay? When there's a lot of older people working for a company, they're slower. They can't get customers in and out as quick as a young person can. So you being a minor, you have to let them know that, yes, I'm a minor, but I hear it gets real busy around here in the afternoon time. So since I'm so young and I can move real fast, I know I'll be able to help all these customers get them in and out of here as quickly as possible. Mic drop, mic drop. That's what these managers want at the end of the day. So those are just like key points to cover, key factors. Another one, I'm in school this is what I want to do on the side. I feel like it's going to help me. You know, I like it because it's like a legit company. Like, let them know, like, you're just trying to do this to better your future. That you're not just here because your mom or your dad sent you here and, you know, you're a pretty boy and, you know, or a pretty girl and you're just sitting here and you don't really care for the job. No, like, be interested. Be like, look, I really want to go to a good college, so I really just want to start working from now, or I'm trying to really like move up in this company. That's a key one, because sometimes people go into these interviews and they're like, I'm really just trying to save up for a car, so that's why I want to work here. What, like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say that? So when you sit down, you have to understand that when you work for a big company, even though you might not want to be the manager of that company, I'm not telling you guys, again, to lie and say that you do want to be the manager of this company, but there's a lot of different departments that you probably don't even know about in this company. So regardless if you want to be like a software developer and you're just probably like, what is me working at a grocery store going to get me? What if you became the new software developer for this company? Like, you don't know your opportunities. So when you sit down in that interview, I'm not saying to lie. If you guys want to say that you want to be, I don't know, a professional, you know, tennis player, you could say that. That's fine. Or you can say, I'm interested in growing. I mean, my real passion is computer. I'm not telling you guys to lie and be like, my passion is to be, you know, in your shoes, sir. Like, don't say that, because if that's not genuinely true, then why would you say that? But you can say, you know, my true passion is to do something with computers, but I'm interested in growing in this company because I feel like I could do something for computers in this company. That just came out of a 15, 16, 17-year-old's mouth. They weren't expecting that. You caught them off guard. And now they have their eyes on you. And you're most likely going to get this job. With that being said, I'm going to just go ahead and complete this video. I'm going to conclude this video simply because I do not want to make it super, super long. If you guys like this video or want to see more tips like this, let me know in the comment section down below, because I will make a part 2 for you guys. Like I said, all I want to do is help you guys. These are just my personal like opinions, my personal intake. I have dealt with a lot of managers before, so I feel like I do know my stuff, but I don't want to come on here and name myself manager of the year when I'm only a customer service associate. But like I said, if you guys haven't seen my other videos, check them out, and then check the comment sections down below, because a lot of people have been doing good off these videos, and that's all I really strive to do, is to help you guys. So if there's any way or form that I can help you guys, please let me know. Feel free to message me any type of questions my way. I have gotten a lot of questions and I always answer. So don't feel bad. I got you guys. I was in your shoes at one point as well, and I wish I would have had somebody to direct me into the right way. So I got you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, for supporting me, and you got this. You got this. Bye.